Hello everyone, hope you're all well. This is me leaving the comfort of my caravan to get bivvied up at the side of the river and enjoy a beautiful, peaceful evening. Oh, lovely, mate. Morning. It absolutely chucked it down a couple of hours ago. We're due thunder and lightning and heavy rain for a couple of hours, mate. So I'm going to go and get myself some breakfast. Done lots and lots and lots of rowing. It's been a few days since I made a little video. I've been super busy. Been learning all about catfishing, or attempting to catch how to catch the bigger catfish in Mequinenza. Teaching me all, teaching me lots, mate, about catfishing. It's quite rewarding. Makes me feel pretty good. I love it, mate. My favourite bit is putting the cats back, and just standing there. The boys go off and they look at their photos of the fish that they've caught, and I'm stood there with this, massive fish, just resting it until it's strong enough to just go off, mate. I absolutely love it. Unfortunately, it's difficult to get pictures and video of any of that because I'm right in the thick of it at the time. Speaking of being in the thick of it, I am drifting to the other side of the river and I need to be over there. So I best get paddling. Morning. What a beautiful day. I can't possibly say how much I love being here. The people, obviously not everyone I haven't met everyone, but the people that just walk by, the people with their dogs. I've got mates, I've got friends now, but I'm not friends with I've got friends here, but I've made friends. But I've made just as many dog friends, people that walk by here in the mornings and in the afternoon. I speak a little bit of Spanish, and not everyone speaks English. Most people do, they speak a little bit. But the dogs, we all speak the same language. Love and affection. It's class. I love it, mate. I've just been chatting with some lad. He's been up in the hills, picking wild chilies, figs, some mint. Yeah, mate. And he's speaking Spanish into his phone, and then it's playing translating, and I'm speaking the English that I can't convert into Spanish into my phone. And yeah, it was just beautiful. Just shared a lovely moment. And then I was just looking at this beautiful landscape, and I just had a little moment of reflection, I want to say God. I'm so happy to be surrounded by God. But when I say God, I don't mean a Christian sense of the word God. I'm not talking about, some guy above us watching us. You know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the culmination of like nature and the weather and evolution and all the animals and all the people and the universe and stars, everything together. And we're part of that. And I feel very close to that, and I feel very much part of that, being in this place and sleeping outside and meeting lovely people. And I don't know, I'm probably just having a moment, you know. But you'll hear me say thank God or talk about God. That's what I'm talking about, I think. I definitely don't mean the other one. Got a little mate watching me. Every time I get near him, he scurries off. Hello everyone. I look a bit of a mess. I haven't had a shave in a few weeks. I just wanted to share some happy news. Have a look at these steps, by the way, before I say anything else. As you all know, I'm mad into fishing. As you know, I love fishing, and I used to watch a lot of fishing with my dad, and used to go fishing a lot. And I'll see if I can say this without crying or embarrassing myself. If you notice these steps behind me, right, get yourself on YouTube and have a look at Matt Hayes Lake Escapes, Mequinenza. And you'll see a video that was filmed, like over 20 years ago, I think. And I used to watch that with my dad. Matt Hayes, as those of you that fish know, he's just a fisherman. He made like fishing programs. They were on telly, and he travelled all around the world. Matt Hayes and Mick Brown, and much the same as like Jeremy Wade and Robson Green and loads of them. Anyway, Matt Hayes. Me and Dad, we always used to watch Matt Hayes and Mick Brown. I'm mumbling here. And Matt Hayes came here over 20 years ago, and he filmed a special on catfishing in Mequinenza. And he sat pretty much right where I'm standing at the beginning of the video, you know. And me and Dad used to watch that. And Dad had never been fishing in France or Spain at the time. And we'd talk about it, and he would just say to me, you know, the cat and the carp fishing over there is mental, you know, how big they are and how exciting it would be to fish there. And it was just a pipe dream. It was just a pipe dream, you know. It was never something that would ever be imagined to come into fruition. It was just a fantasy, mate. Just dreaming about fishing there. And in that particular episode of Matt Hayes Fishing, he's fishing with a company called Catmasters, and he's got a guide. So the Catmasters guides, what they do is they row all the baits out, they tie all the rigs, they find all the spots. They basically just give you a little bit of local knowledge on the river, and you turn up, you pay your money, and you've got a guide, you've got all the gear. And I've got myself a new job. I've been here doing it for, I did 2 weeks training, and yeah, I had my first group last week, and I got my second group this week. I'm a cat master's guide, and I can't think of anything that I could be doing with my life that would make my old man more proud. Yeah, and as you can imagine, it means quite a lot to me. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me for my dad. You know what I'm like. Every time I catch a nice fish, I'm looking up in the sky and I'm thinking about my old man anyway, you know. But I get just as much of a kick out of catching these fish for the lads. Obviously, when people turn up and they come here fishing, obviously they have caught that fish, right? And it's a trophy fish, and quite often coming to a place like this, it can be the fish of a lifetime. But I get just as much of a feeling of achievement, you know, even though I haven't rode those fish in. Sorry, I haven't brought those fish in, yeah? So I didn't strike the rod, and I didn't fight the fish, and I didn't bring it in, right? But what I did do was, the day before the group turns up, I'm out in the boat with a fish finder. I'm finding all my spots, all my features, all my depths. I'm pre-baiting. I tie all the rigs. I row all the baits out. The way that we land the fish here is not with a landing net, because the cats are so big. So when the boys are fishing and they're up on the bank here and they're fighting the fish, I'll be down there in the water, and I'll put my finger and thumb together like that when the fish gets close in, and I'll take the line around my finger, and that is so that I can guide the fish directly to me. And then I've got gloves on, and when the fish comes to me, I give him a couple of light taps, right, to let him know, you know, yeah, there's a predator at his, in front of him, basically. And if he's got any more energy left, he'll bolt off. If he hasn't, he's mine, and I chin him. Not chin him like punch him. I place my hands in his mouth. I get a good grip of him, and I lift him out of the water just enough so that he's not thrashing around anymore. Then we quickly weigh him. We take some pictures, and it's pretty exciting, mate. It's pretty exciting. Here's a few fish that my boys had on the bank last week, despite the fact that we had pretty rough conditions. Like, there was a lot of wind, we had thunderstorms, rain, the water levels kept changing, but we still managed to get a few on the bank. And in the future, I'll do a bit more filming if I can, when it's not mega busy. Hopefully create some decent content, if for nothing else, just for me to look back on, you know. But yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. Cheers.